You're watching Good Day Central Illinois on WYZZ.
Well, now that the weather is finally starting to warm up, a lot of us are excited to get outdoors, but we still need to be careful for those pesky mosquitoes and ticks. And this morning, we're joined by Dr. Brian Curtis to talk more about how we can avoid these pests. And Dr. Curtis, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. When is mosquito and tick season?
Now. Yeah, you know, I hate to break it to you, but it starts April, and then we'll usually, when you get a hard freeze in the winter, it will be when it ends in the fall.
Wow, that's quite a while. So,
Yeah.
you know, how can we avoid them?
Yeah, so for ticks, you know, usually it's woods, tall grasses, and trees, and so they tend to fall on you or get on you from other things. And so to avoid ticks, usually try to stay in the center of the path, wear light-colored clothing just so you can see them better, and then tuck your pants into your socks or your boots. And then DEET, or picardian, will help. And so usually it's about a 20% DEET when you're looking at ticks.
And what do you do if you find a tick on yourself?
Yeah, and so people panic, it's kind of gross, right? And so, but usually remove it with a pair of tweezers. And so get a pair of tweezers, try to get as close to the head on your skin as possible and just pull it straight out.
And what's the connection between ticks and Lyme disease?
Yeah, so ticks are a common carrier of Lyme disease in Illinois, and that tends to be what we are most concerned about in Illinois. Other states have other things, but it tends to be Lyme disease, and they carry that bacteria with them into your bloodstream.
Wow, and turning to mosquito bites, how do you treat those?
Yeah, well, yeah, first avoid them, right? And so, but usually just wash it with soap and water, anti-itch cream or ice. Now, some people are really reactive to mosquitoes. They can get very large swells. There you go. So sometimes ice, some people require some Benadryl after it, but for the most part, just wash with soap and water, and then you can use an anti-itch cream.
And why are mosquitoes attracted to certain people and not others? I seem to be a magnet for mosquitoes in the summer.
Yeah, you'd be the person to have over at the party. Yeah, so you have a bacteria on your skin that actually breaks down oils, and then those release kind of a chemical reaction that some mosquitoes are attracted to. People don't quite understand it, because actually if you eliminate the smell receptors in a mosquito, they're still attracted to the same people. And so there's a lot going into that, but that's usually what happens. And so really, if you're somebody that attracts mosquitoes, you probably should be wearing some off or DEET or picardian or oil, eucalyptus oil.
Sure, like I'm like a human citronella candle.
Yes, yes.
And we talked about Lyme disease, but are there any other diseases we should watch out for when it comes to mosquitoes and ticks?
Yeah, so mosquitoes is the West Nile virus. We had Zika a couple years ago, but that's kind of faded off. But it's really West Nile virus. It tends to be a very self-limited disease in most people. Some people have a more severe one. And really the big thing for mosquitoes is eliminating water sources around your house. And so a big one that people forget about is actually plant basins. So you have all the plant basins around your yard to keep water. Mosquitoes can breed in those, and even really a cap full, like a bottle cap with water in it, mosquitoes can breed in that too. And so really trying to eliminate those water sources for them will help you.
Sure, well, that's a lot of helpful information, and thank you for joining us this morning. And of course, we'll make sure to share all of these details on our website, ciproud.com.